twice as likely to reach 250,000 miles as a Subaru. I'm not saying it. That's the latest statistics that I heard the other day. I don't know if it's a fact, but Tesla thinks it's a fact. They were posting it on their social media. Hi, this is Joe from Way Scarff Ford, and today we're going to talk about this 2023 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Let's dive in. One of my jobs here is not just to make these wonderful videos for you to watch, but also to acquire pre-owned vehicles for our inventory. EVs are very popular in Western Washington, so I buy a lot of EVs. I've bought and sold hundreds of Teslas over the years. And early on in the early 2020s, when EVs were kind of still newer and people weren't really sure about them, you know, the jury is kind of still out how long they're going to last. There's a lot of misinformation out there. People are like, well, you know, it's $20,000 to replace your battery, you know, and so people are thinking, oh, you know, when the car reaches 100,000 miles, I'm going to have to replace my battery. All that money you saved on gas versus electricity is all out the window. If you're only going to get 100,000 miles, you might as well scrap the car. Well, it turns out it's not true. In fact, now that we have, you know, Tesla's been out for, we've had Teslas on the road for approaching 20 years. The first Tesla came out in 2008, and then they started really making them in 2012 with the Model S and X, and then of course, mass production with the Model 3 and Y. So with the Model 3 first coming out in 2017, and the Model Y in 2020, now 2026, there are many examples out there with many hundreds of thousands of miles. There's even Teslas out there with over 1 million miles. Those have had, you know, new batteries. But there are a lot of Teslas out there with the original batteries of 200, 300, and close to 400,000 miles. I have a 2019 Model 3, and that one, I have a 2019 Model 3 Standard Range Plus, kind of like an older version of this one, and I actually just read an article where that one similar to mine had 380,000 miles on it, and it was still in such nice shape. The owner was putting a refurbished battery pack. Yeah, batteries aren't $20,000. You can get refurbished battery packs for like $9,000. That's pretty much comparable what it would cost to put a new engine in like a BMW or Mercedes or a luxury car. That's what we compare these to. For the performance and features, we're not going to compare this to a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord or a Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Camry. You're going to compare this to like a BMW 3 Series or Mercedes-Benz C-Class, a Lexus IS. But on the pre-owned market, these things are very affordable. You can find Model 3s all day long for under $30,000, some for around $20,000 and under, depending on the years and the mileage. And there are some examples. We've sold examples of 120,000 miles still running great. My Tesla has about 75,000 miles on it. I've had it for close to 4 years. I've had to do very little repairs. There's a few things that have broken on it, but I've saved a lot of money not doing oil changes. And guess what? Premium gas is close to $6 a gallon. So what I pay for 1 gallon of gas, I can charge my car at home to 100% and pay the same amount, if not less, in the utility rates for electricity. So you're going to save money on gas versus electricity, and you're going to save money on maintenance because there's very little maintenance to do on these things. And this particular Tesla actually has some unique battery chemistry that we saw for a little while in Tesla products. Then it recently disappeared, not because it's bad technology, but because of government rebates and incentives. There's really two main types of battery technology right now that we'll see in vehicles. And a lot of the high performance electric vehicles, like most of the Teslas these days, they use what we call lithium ion batteries. Batteries are kind of like the engine in the car. You can have the high performance engine or you can have the more economical engine. You know, lithium ion batteries, they release photons, they release energy, they can dump more energy faster at once into the electric motor. So generally, you know, the Tesla Plaids with 1,000 horsepower, the Tesla, Cybertruck, the Cyber Beast with 800 horsepower, they use these lithium-ion battery technology. It's more expensive. The lithium-ion batteries use more rare earth materials, and so why does Tesla use all of this battery technology right now? Well, most of the other type of battery technology we have is what we call LFP batteries, lithium iron phosphate, not ion, not lithium-ion like the other type of battery, lithium iron. They both use lithium, but lithium isn't that rare. There's lithium's all over the place. It's just the lithium refining is a little bit more of a specialized process, but Tesla actually just built a huge lithium refining factory in the south. So that will be less of a problem. But the lithium iron batteries, they use less rare earth materials, and they're generally cheaper to produce, but they do weigh more. For the amount of energy they hold, they do weigh more than lithium ion batteries. So there are some pros and cons. In fact, LFP battery technology originally started in the United States with government funding. The company went out of business. It was bought up by a Chinese company, and now China is the biggest producer of lithium-ion batteries in the world and making lots and lots of money. Kind of a failed deal right there, unfortunately. A great American invention, perfected by the Chinese and made profitable. For a little while, Teslas and most other EVs had a $7,500 government rebate if they qualified, but to get that rebate, you had to have your batteries sourced from the United States. Since all the LFP batteries pretty much come from China, that wouldn't make the Teslas qualify for that rebate, so Tesla pretty much cut off the LFP batteries in the US Teslas, and they use locally sourced lithium-ion batteries. But if you look at Teslas in other countries, specifically China, they use LFP batteries. So depending on where the Teslas are built, they might all look the same, but they might use different battery technology depending on which region of the world they are produced. The other thing about lithium iron phosphate batteries is that they are theorized, and there are some statistics and data to prove it, that they can actually last longer than lithium ion batteries. Some people think it's twice as long. Some people think that this battery could potentially last like 500,000 miles. The car might wear out around the battery before the battery fails. And that's the thing, an electric vehicle is very simple. It only has dozens of moving parts. An internal combustion engine powered vehicle has thousands of moving parts. So there's more complexity. I mean, think about comparing this to a gas vehicle. Again, we're going to compare it to like a Mercedes or BMW. Those all have complex turbocharged engines. Turbocharging and forced induction adds even more complexity. And I can tell you, being a 30-year car veteran, the engines that generally start having problems and oil leaks more often than not are more complicated engines with superchargers and turbochargers and stuff like that. Man, it's amazing how these Tesla videos can last so long. That's why it takes me there's just so much to talk about these vehicles. Let's try to speed run the rest of this stuff. So we have traffic aware cruise control, previously called Autopilot, but they changed it to traffic aware cruise control with steering assist, so it will steer in your own lane. Just as long as there's lane markings, it can be on regular roads, the auto steer will work. Move and stop and go traffic all the way to complete stop. Like I also have a Nissan Leaf. My main daily driver is, a Tesla. I also have a Leaf. I also have a Ford. Just, I love my Ford too, my Ford Transit, my family truckster, 12-passenger van. That's a whole different video. But the Leaf has steering assist, but if you go under 30 miles an hour or under 20 miles an hour, the steering assist shuts off, and it's like literally assist. Like it was having a hard time staying in its lane. You put on the auto steer, it does a great job. I mean, it does require you to touch the wheel periodically, but it does such a good job. It doesn't need any assistance from the human. It just needs you to pay attention. But if you want to take it a step further, then you can also try the self-driving, the full self-driving. That's about $100 a month right now. I have it on my car. It's amazing. The majority of my commute's hands-free. I hit a button, it takes me to work, takes me home. I just sit back, sip my coffee in the morning, stop at Starbucks, and I have my car drive me to work, listen to my podcast, listen to the radio. I can relax a little bit, look around. It is amazing. And you might think it's scary, you might think it's crazy, but believe me, experience it for a week or two, and you're not going to want to go back. It's going to be an inconvenience for you to have to drive a car. In fact, me having to take my wife's Leaf the other day was an inconvenience for me, even with the steering assist. I'm so spoiled by my Tesla. It's talking about the ultimate luxury, forget having a Rolls Royce. One of the ultimate luxuries is having a car drive for you. And I can't tell you how much of a godsend it is on road trips. Driving to Portland, Oregon, you don't understand how much mental energy it just takes to keep your car centered in the lane on the highway. So to have that workload taken off of you, especially for long drives, you're going to be a lot more relaxed. You're not going to be as stressed out. You're going to be happier and in a better mood when you arrive to your destination. Driving can be stressful, especially on the highway, stop and go traffic, rain, nighttime, poor visibility. Well, this car has cameras all the way around it. It's got your back. And talking about the cameras are a cool feature too. This is like a rolling dash cam. While you're driving, there's cameras all the way around the vehicle, constant recording. You get in an accident, there's proof. If it's vandalized or damaged while it's parked, you're gonna have video proof of it. There's a dog mode, you can check on your dog in the car. So much stuff. We have this amazing screen, tablet-like interface. We have Tesla's amazing Supercharging network. You can charge to 80% in about 20 minutes. They're all over the place. You have Tesla's amazing trip planner. We only have 50 miles, so let's say if we wanted to go to Spokane, Washington, across the whole state of Washington, well, only 50 miles? Well, don't worry. The Tesla trip planner has got your back. It'll make sure you get to your destination. It'll make sure you have enough range. It'll tell you where to charge for, how long to charge for. So I'm going to charge in North Bend, charge once in George Washington always trips me up. And then we'll arrive in Spokane with 10%. And the thing is that you don't always need to charge for the full 20 minutes. See, at George Washington, you only need to charge for 13 minutes to arrive to your destination. 13 minutes isn't long, You know, after driving for an hour and a half, maybe you're gonna wanna get out to pee. Maybe if your family, they're gonna wanna go to the snack. They're gonna wanna, use the bathroom. 13 minutes goes by really fast. And guess what? While you're supercharging, you can keep yourself entertained because you can play video games, you can watch movies, you have the toy box where you can do like a photo booth, a sketch pad, you can change your vehicle's avatar in the paint shop, you can turn your vehicle into a Tron light cycle, Santa mode, Rainbow Road, light show, the whoopee cushion where you can do the farts, the boom box where you can talk to the horn, you can make the horn sound like a goat, you can change the lock and unlock sound. You like that cool, remember those cool 80s, chirpy alarms, chirp chirp, when you lock your car? You can do that with a Tesla, you can get some cool retro sounds. This thing is just so cool. What other car can let you do all this stuff? Nothing that I know of. All season floor liners, nice comfortable supportive seats. The Tesla Model 3 is also one of the safest vehicles on the road. Very high scores from the NHTSA and the Euro crash standards. Because it's an EV, the weight of the battery keeps it planted to the ground. There's no engine up here, so as it crumples on, it's 60% larger than a gas car. No engine to get pushed inside the passenger compartment in frontal collisions. Also has more space. I love the minimalist styling of the 3. And because we're not hampered by the conventional design of a gas car, drive shaft, gas tanks, exhaust systems, these generally have more interior space than the comparable size gas vehicle. We have these nice roof panels, lots of space back here. Nice big trunk, we have a power trunk. Then there's a sub trunk under there. Storage on both sides. Excellent soundproofing. Tesla uses this proprietary double pane glass. It's 2 pieces of glass with a sound deadening material sandwiched in between. This thing is just so quiet. An amazing vehicle. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Joe, Way Scarff Ford and Isuzu. We sell new Fords, new Isuzus. If you're not crazy about Teslas, we have the Ford Mach-Es, which are fantastic. I have lots of fantastic videos about the Mach-E. I'm a big fan of that product too, absolutely beautiful. In fact, I think they're actually better looking than Teslas. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.